Hey everyone, so today I am going to be bringing you the first book haul I've done in a little while. It feels like ages since I've sat down and done one. I have lots of books to talk about, so I'm just going to get straight to it. I'm going to kick off with two non-fiction books I have, the first of which is Doing It by Hannah Witton. You may know Hannah Witton as a YouTuber. She talks a lot about sex and relationships on her channel, and her book is no different. And I believe the target for this is 14 plus years old. I think it's really important to talk about sex education in a positive way and to be honest about our experiences. I love Hannah's channel and I love her as a person, so I was really looking forward to reading her book, and I actually have already finished this one. So if you're interested in hearing more of my thoughts, I will be talking about it in my May wrap up. Next, I want to talk about Every Woman by Jess Phillips. You may be aware that there is a general election coming up in the UK on the 8th of June. You still have a few days left to register to vote if you haven't already, so please do if you haven't. And why that's relevant is because Jess Phillips is a Labour MP. I'm not sure exactly where, I think it's Birmingham or somewhere around Birmingham. And this book is about her experiences as a female MP. The struggles, the backlash, her experiences of speaking her mind. I do like Jess Phillips. I don't always agree with everything that she believes or everything she says, but I think she's a really important MP to have around. She's the type of woman I would love to sit down and have a chat with, and if I can't do that, what better way to meet in the middle than reading her book? So I'm hoping I can get to that one before the general election on the 8th of June. The next book I want to talk about is White Tears by Harry Kunzru. I think this is like a story about music meets a ghost story meets a love story. It is about two ambitious young musicians who are drawn into a dark underworld haunted by the ghosts of a repressive past. I love books that are about music, that incorporate musicality into the narration. It's one of the reasons I've loved books like Jackie Kay's Trumpet. So I'm really intrigued to see what this one has to offer. The next book I'm going to talk about is The Ice by Leanne. I didn't know a huge amount about this book when I got it, but I loved Leanne's previous novel, The Bees. I thought it was absolutely wonderful, so I really wanted to pick up her next book. It is the story of power and betrayal and friendship. I believe this has some stuff to do with the Arctic sea ice melting. A cruise ship goes in search of a polar bear and ends up finding a dead body. As I said, how much I loved her previous book was enough to make me pick this one up, so I'm really looking forward to getting to it. Another book that I just instantly had to get because of the author and how much I enjoyed their previous work was The Cows by Dawn O'Porter. I absolutely loved her duology, Paper Aeroplanes and Goose. I read them at just the perfect time for me. But they're sort of YA novels, and this one is more adult. This is a book about modern women and modern femininity and how women judge each other. I believe it also has to do a lot with motherhood and the societal pressures surrounding that. I'm really excited to read this one. It may be the next thing I pick up. Again, a book I got based on the fact I enjoyed this person's previous novel. I have The Other Half of Happiness by Ayesha Malik, and this is the sequel to Sophia Khan Is Not Obliged. I read Sophia Khan a couple of months ago and I really enjoyed it. Sophia Khan was kind of marketed as the Muslim Bridget Jones, and I would say that's a pretty accurate description of what it is. I absolutely loved it. I think this is too much of a spoiler, but the previous novel does end with her falling in love. And then this sequel follows the aftermath of that. It follows her married life and the struggle she comes up against in her relationship with her husband. Maybe this one will be the next one I'd pick up, or I could pick up both. That could work. Next up, I want to talk about Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. And Leanne Moriarty is a writer who I've been meaning to pick up for so long. The Husband's Secret has been sat on my shelf for like years. And you've probably heard of Big Little Lies from the TV show. I really wanted to pick up the book before I got into the TV show, and I don't think I can resist for much longer. As far as I know, this is about the friendship between three women and how they are brought even closer together after an incident occurs involving all three of them at the children's playground. Because of this, rumours and lies start to spread about them, and this escalates until it finishes in a murder. I've heard so many fantastic things about both the book and the TV show, so I'm really looking forward to diving into this one. It sounds absolutely brilliant. Next, I have The White Boy Shuffle by Paul Beatty, and his name may ring a bell as the winner of the Man Booker Prize in 2016 for his novel The Sellout. As far as I'm aware, The White Boy Shuffle was written before The Sellout. It was his debut novel, and it is about a boy who moves from suburban Santa Monica to urban Los Angeles. He begins to undergo a transformation to a social outcast to a basketball superstar, and then goes on to become somewhat of a messiah in his community. It is a coming-of-age novel that will make readers want to both laugh and cry, and it is an examination of contemporary America. I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Next, I have a YA book, and that is The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. I have heard so many good things about this book, and you may have heard of this author for their previous work, Simon vs. the Homo Sapien Agenda. I've not read that one yet, somehow, but I still really wanted to pick this one out. This is about a 17-year-old girl named Molly who has so many crushes, but they're always unrequited. It is about not only her love life, but her sister's love life, and there is LGBT representation in there as well, which is really awesome. I don't really know much about it other than that, but I have heard people talk about it so positively, and I really wanted some really good quality YA in my life right now. So hopefully that will be it. And the final book I'm going to talk about is a poetry collection called Stuff I've Been Feeling Lately by Alicia Cook. And this is a poetry collection about addiction. It is her soundtrack of survival. I haven't heard too much about this one, so let me know if you've picked it up and you have any thoughts. So that's it for me today. There are all the books that I'm going to talk about in this haul. Let me know if you have read any of them and what your thoughts were. Hopefully I should become a bit more consistent with making videos soon. I am in the final couple weeks of uni and everything's wrapping up, and I really want to get my head down and work hard in these final couple weeks, so bear with. Anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about today, and I will see you guys soon.